Lush green, temperate rainforest, critical habitat for a variety of creatures, surrounds most of the urban areas on Vancouver Island. Nature Trust, in cooperation with a number of partners, has expanded a protected area of forested land along the Englishman River, which will increase the size of the Parksville-Qualicum Beach Wildlife Management Area.
Today we're happy to be able to add some land to the existing Parksville-Qualicum Wildlife Management Area and to kick off the Brant Wildlife Festival while we're at it. So we're adding 93 hectares of riparian land just upriver from where we're standing at Top Ridge Park. 5 kilometers of riparian habitat that's owned by the Nature Trust that's been leased to the province, to the Ministry of Forest Lands and Natural Resource Operations.
Designated under the Provincial Wildlife Act 20 years ago and expanded again in 2001, the Parksville-Qualicum Bay Wildlife Management Area encompasses about 1,000 hectares of coastal foreshore, estuary and river habitat from Craig Bay to Little Qualicum Estuary.
A wildlife management area is fairly rare in BC. There's only 26. It's often Crown land and in some cases Nature Trust lease lands. In this case, where we've combined the lands together, that creates a special area for conservation.
It's not a provincial park, but it's a wildlife management area, which means the ecology and the wildlife in this area are protected forever. It's 93 hectares. It's going to be beautiful. All this land adjacent to the park will never be developed. It'll be used primarily for birds and the bees and the animals and the trees. and it'll be a great spot to preserve this section of beautiful British Columbia.
The Nature Trust, along with its partners, has secured habitat piece by piece, starting at the estuary, then moving about 14 km upstream. With today's land purchase announcement, they now have 300 hectares set aside along the Englishman River.
So I thank you for your advocacy. I thank you for pushing government to make us do these things.
The protected forested riparian areas upriver helps improve the water quality, improving habitat for Pacific salmon and trout. These rivers flow into the estuaries, beaches and foreshore, into some of the most productive herring nurseries in the Strait of Georgia, critical staging grounds for the Pacific Brant sea goose during its annual migration.
In early March of every year, the herring spawn happens, and it's just an incredible time with the sea life and the birds and the sea lions and the herring fishery and the change of water color. That productivity is huge. That adds to the food web, for brant, for fish, and it makes this place just incredibly productive. And that's why we needed to protect the Parksville-Qualicum Wildlife Management Area. Helps protect all that.
Well, I think this is tremendous. I mean, we all value the beautiful British Columbia so passionately here. So to dedicate this land adjacent to the river to make sure it's going to be preserved as a wildlife management area is really important to the people of Parksville-Qualicum.
The end goal of the WMAs is to protect and preserve these areas that face extensive demand from urbanization as our population grows on Vancouver Island, so that humans and wildlife can enjoy these ecosystems for all eternity. At the Englishman River, I'm Annette Lucas.